Hey everybody, Scott Travel. Today's Wednesday 18th. All kinds of stuff in the news today. Hopefully I get through it all. Uh, Disneyland has agreed to Disneyland in California pay their workers back money they forgot to pay them when the wage went up to 15 an hour. Isn't that convenient? And of course, nobody's going to jail. Isn't that convenient as well? It's a hefty tag. I mean, there's the clip right there, how much they actually owe. And wow, huh? Six Flags will say goodbye to Nighthawk coaster will close. They're making more room for Camp Snoopy experience in 2025. I guess, Camp Snoopy is doing very well for Six Flags, and that coaster will close. But it doesn't say if they'll be relocating it to another coaster, Six Flags, or somewhere else, or selling it off. Who knows? Because we've heard in the past companies do take them down and refurbish them and resell them or move them to another park. So things do happen. The world's first luxury park will open in the winter, an indoor-outdoor ride in Mexico. Will you go there? I mean, it sounds okay. Inside, 23 rides and attractions. Sky gondola. There's a picture for it. I mean, everyone's grabbing onto the sky gondolas like Disney are. All these things are just ski gondolas. I mean, this isn't a new thing. The restaurant shown here in the picture also will have Japanese, American, and Mexican food. It doesn't show any picture of the food, but we know what theme park food looks like. And of course, I have a outside view of the artist rendering of what it'll look like when it's done, and looks very interesting. AAA shares other places to go than Disney. I know. A few of you are going to have heart attacks when you hear that. Go other than Disney? Okay, I mean Disneyland, California? Not just Disney World? Yeah, there is other parks, apparently. Universal, Busch Gardens, Legolands. There's multiples of Legolands. Six Flags. There's many of those apparently too. Dollywood, Silver Dollar City, Hershey Park, and of course Knoxbury Farm. They all have a, Christmas fair, places to go to and see, not just Disney, and a lot of them are a lot less money. I know. Are you on the floor yet from the heart attack from saying there's others than Disney? I know. A second earthquake has this week in Vandal, Utah. This is a group of islands in the South Pacific Ocean near Australia and New Zealand. I have some pictures of they're an oceanic group of islands. Apparently they might be a part of it. I can't find whether or not they're part of the Polynesian group or not. Were they part of that area or not? I'm still looking that up. But I did find the name of it, the country they are, pictures of what they look like, and it looks like they're a stop on the cruises between New Zealand and Australia. They go out to, here's a picture of Australia and New Zealand, and it says right there where it is, and then they cruise back to Australia back. More primitive, untouched island. They're trying to reach the sustainability, but it was terrible too. One of the ports is now closed because of the landslide from the earthquake, and I mean the cruise lines are helping with money and supplies and stuff, but yeah, it's not good. Oh, and of course my favorite one. I reported this earlier this year. It almost looks like a National Lampoon, like Animal House cartooning. And it says, Norwegian cruise left 9 people in Africa. And it sounds like a movie a week or a great novel or even a B movie. but it really happened where they were out on tour. Excuse me, I don't know where the cough is coming from. They were out on tour in Africa. They got back late. The ship was still sitting there. They said, okay, we're getting on. They said, no, you're not getting on. You're late. The ship sat there for a while. Then they started to take off. So they tried to charter a boat and did charter a boat to go out to the ship. The ship refused to take them on and stop, even though they said they paid the penalty money. And then they spent a day or so in that African country, figuring out how to meet the ship in the next port and calling Norwegian. And they apparently get to the next port, and they arrive, and there's the ship sitting in the bay and won't come in. Choppy waters, and they say it was the most beautiful day and perfect day of all time. It really paints NCL, Norwegian Cruise Line, as a evil, company, and these non-adventurous people that band together, who strangers band together and trips through Western Africa. I mean, here's a picture of like the different countries they went through in Africa to catch up to the ship. And they finally got permission to enter the last thing and meet up with the cruise ship, and they finally got back on. And of course, the elderly complained that the Norwegian people said, we're letting you back on because you embarrassed us on national TV, and that's why. And I was like, and Norwegian denies that, of course, but, what are we going to believe? 9 people went through a venture to catch up to the ship, or a multi-million-dollar corporation that looks like they were trying to teach them a valuable lesson of don't go out on your own and don't be late, and we're going to punish you for it until it costs enough money. Then we'll let you back on and be nice to you, because that's all that seems to be. And of course, they refused to get off the ship the rest of the tour on the cruise. And the lesson, like they said, they learned is never go back to Norwegian, or questionable, never cruise again. But, they have continued to be friends and write to each other and talk to each other. And it's been an interesting thing. But I mean, they want to make a movie of it, or a Saturday at the movies. I'll put up like a cheesy 70s night at the movie thing. But of course, Norwegians fighting it, saying that movie will just make them look evil. Your actions made them look evil. I mean, somehow they got a boat to meet you in the ocean off the coast of Africa. You refused to let them come on the boat. These people did above and beyond to re-meet the ship, and it just looked like you were going to teach them a very valuable lesson, or you were never going to let them back on and show, hey, you have to listen to us and not venture out on your own. And that's what they were trying to teach these people, apparently, and possibly everybody else. It didn't look in their favor. And of course, now it comes up at the end of the year, and they're upset that it could be a movie and make them look bad again this year. The only one that makes you look bad is you. Should have took the money, $1,500 a person, and allowed them stop the ship in the middle of the water and let them come back on. That's what you do. You take the money and let them back on.